Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about the perfect forehand approach shot. This video is part of our playlist to master forehand in 2026, and you have a free PDF you can download. It's completely free, and you have a guidance not only for the grip but for the mistakes you make and how to fix them in text. So I hope you can read, and this is going to help for sure your forehand. About the forehand, you have many ways to approach the net. You have basically three essential types of approaching the net, and also the way you follow through the ball is completely different from the way you follow through when you are on the baseline or even more back, because when you are approaching to the net, you are of course more close to the net, and you can't just hit a normal forehand and do the normal follow through, because if you do it, the ball is going completely out. So the first thing you need to understand, of course, the first thing are our legs, that I'm going to talk about this later, but the first thing you need to understand related to our hands is that your movement is shorter. You need to play and close the head of the racket way faster and shorter than when you are on the baseline, and you need to play a little bit higher to play deeper as well. So the first thing is that, and then you have to understand that depending on the ball, you need to approach to that ball differently, and you need to move and stop your legs, not stop, but at least bring some power and energy from the legs in the right position. Otherwise, you can miss more balls than if you are in the wrong position. So the first thing, if you are a beginner, is to start learning with close stance. So this is the first approach you should learn as a beginner, or even if you are intermediate and you never work this footwork so much. The first footwork I recommend is close stance, and basically you can stand on the baseline, or you can start here and you can do this step that we do here. 1, 2, double step. You can start by doing this here, 1, 2, double step, and then you jump. Or you can, if you prefer, you can already do the first step, run, and then you jump. So it's up to you. You have these two options that you can do. I like to do 1, 2, double step, and then stop, and then do this 1, 2 split step to start. And if you are a little bit better, you can already work the running to the ball, and basically you do one step here, and then you run, and then you stop a bit. Power is on this leg, and what we need to work here is this jump, okay, with this front leg, and this leg stays behind. Notice that when you approach the net, the loop of the racket is also not high as you do when you are far from the net. The loop is a little bit lower, and then of course if the ball is too fast and low, you need to open quick and play, because as I say all the time, the most important thing is to have the head of the racket below the level of the ball, and even on this ball is even more important that. So this is one aspect to consider. The second is, if you have a little bit more time, you can do a little loop like that, and you generate even more energy. And while you run, it's really important when you run to the approach to run and go low, because then you just need to jump instead of doing what I see quite often is to run like that, and then in the last moment you go down and then you play. You will lose way more time, and it's not going to be as efficient as if you run already lower, and then you just need to play, stay low, and do the split step low, because remember, you always need to be low to play tennis, and also you cannot change a lot the position of your eyes. So it's really important to play and stay always at the same height, to don't go low and high and low. It's going to be more difficult for you and for your brain and for your eyes, so you're not going to be stable. So this is another aspect to have in mind. This is the first thing. I'm going to repeat again. When you jump, or when you stop, I mean, the racket is below the level of the ball if the ball is here, and then when you jump here, okay, and this leg is here, and then you do 1, 2 split step. This I don't need to say here, but have in mind that if you play this approach down the line, 1, 2 split step, you do the split step on this side of the court, while if you play this ball, I'm gonna play a little bit higher, but if you play this approach cross court, 1, 2 split step, you need to cover this side of the court, and the only The only time you recover and you do the split step in the middle is when you play exactly to the middle of the court. This is another important thing to have in mind when you work approach. So are too many things I'm giving already, a lot of information. I hope you can make some notes. You can go back in this video because now we're gonna talk about the approach with open or semi-open stance, as you prefer to call. I just need some more balls. So once you dominate this, it's really important to work on your approach when the ball is a little bit higher. This because the first option, the option we just worked with close stance, it's easier when the ball is at the net level or a little bit below. If it's higher, sometimes I also do it myself. I feel that it's okay. But by theory, it's easier when you open, and when you open, it's way easier to bring the energy and on this ball to attack here, and then yes, you can move to the net. So when you work on this footwork, it's really important when you stop to feel the power on this leg and then to jump to this one, and then you keep running 1, 2, split step. 1, 2 split step is always, even when you recover from the baseline, you do this 1, 2, and then you recover 1, 2, split step. So when you go to the net, it's the same. You approach the ball, close stance, 1, 2, split step is the time you have until your opponent hits the ball, and the split step on your toes here with a wide position, and you do the split step a little bit before your opponent hits the ball, and this is important because you have more reaction and you are able to go and to change directions fast. So this footwork, just another quick note, when you do this, when you go to the, when you move forward and you do this and you go, of course you need to bring the energy from your legs, but you don't have time to go here, to stop, to do power, because the ball is fast, you don't have a lot of time. So you need to adapt quick, you need to adjust in the last moment, power a little bit and keep moving, because you cannot stop, otherwise you lose time moving forward. And the goal of this shot is to play and follow with the momentum and the energy to keep going and keep running to the net. And then the split step is really important to change the directions for the volley. These are the two most important shots on this side of the court. And of course, when you talk about approach shot, and when you talk, I think I'm getting tired. When we talk about the approach shot, it's not only on this side, it's also on this side. And I'm gonna talk in this video about this approach forehand shot as well, because the way you move to this ball is completely different. So when you are here, you do one and then you run, or sometimes you do this step, instead of doing this step to the line, sometimes you do it to the front and then you keep running. And when you go to this side, it's really important to understand that the footwork that you move, the first leg to move, is not this one already, because the ball is here. So when you have the approach on this side, you need to go with this leg first and you prepare the racket. If the ball is low, remember, you don't need to do a big loop. So if the ball is low, you do this step and the racket is lower, because you can do this loop a little bit smaller and lower to attack the ball on this side of the court. So you have the approach there, you go one here, keep the elbow up, but the racket, if you are more advanced, instead of being here, you can already do this, and then you run around, be far from the ball. So you need to create distance, because contact point, you need to contact the ball in front of the body with distance between the racket, the body and the ball. So you need to create space first. So here you go, create space, and then you go, and from this position you jump, and then you do 1, 2, split step. Same sequence. If you play down the line, you do the split step here. If you play cross court, you do the split step on this side. I'm gonna show you one ball, more or less, of course, because not easy, but you do one, you can feed the ball, you create space, and then you go 1, 2, split step. I hope you could see from that angle. This is one option. The second option is to be super quick. The ball is a little bit higher and you actually have time to stop and be on this position, and here you go 1, 2, split step. These are the two options for this side. And of course, if you are talking about backhand, why never talk about backhand? Because I prefer to help you where I know I can help you 100% to dominate the court. And then once you dominate the court, the backhand is way easier for you to develop. I also have videos about that. You have many options about the backhand. You have many YouTubers or creators or tennis coaches you can follow as well, or you can watch my videos about this shot, because this shot is way simpler. And once you know how to dominate the court, once you know how to move to this side, is exactly the same. Just one apart here is that if you have the ball here and you don't have time to make the difference with the forehand, the best approach shot for the backhand is not actually one backhand, is the slice, with the goal is to lower the ball for your opponent to play a little bit higher, and you have time to finish the shot or the point with the backhand volley or the forehand volley. So the ideal backhand approach is with the slice. This is also really important to have in mind. And another important thing to have in mind when you approach the shot is what I talk many times. When you approach the shot, I see many people missing these shots, especially if I do a short slice and the ball is shorter and you have the ball here. What you want to do is, first, you are not going lower while you prepare. So this is the first thing already you need to correct. Instead of going high, okay, you need to go lower to the ball. This will help you avoid many mistakes. And then the second is that if someone slices that ball to you and you have the ball here, usually you go afraid. And if you are trying semi-western grip, especially if you are beginner, what is gonna happen is you're gonna be afraid, so no energy. You're not gonna do any energy to the ball. You're gonna open the head of the racket and the ball goes like this, literally like this. So you need to accept that this ball, you also need to accelerate, and especially if someone does slice, you need to accelerate even more. Okay, here, racket below the ball, and you need to accelerate even more to play the ball over the net. I need just some more balls to show you. Keep in mind to accelerate more. Okay, 1, 2 split step. I missed this ball, but it's fine. I think you understand. You need to accelerate more instead of playing slow. Also accept that if you play slow, you're gonna lose the point anyway, so don't be afraid. Practice this in the practice before you do this in the matches, and you'll figure out. And another thing is, when you hit this ball, instead of finishing normal, like I see many of you doing, you play the approach and you finish here. Of course you can do this, but the best way to approach this ball is actually to hit the shot and finish the racket from the inside, as I do from the baseline, and I have many videos about that, is to jump and to finish the racket here. This will help you to play over the net and to go down. And the most important thing to have in mind here is to, instead of doing pocket to pocket on this ball, so instead of doing this, you need to do here, elbow is up, and then you relax while you keep moving, of course. So this is the best way to approach the net. This here is the same thing, and this is one of the things that helped me to play really fast this shot. Let me see if I don't miss. I missed. So this is one of the things that helped me to play really fast and consistent forehands. So I hope this video helps. Also, this is part of our playlist to master forehand in 2026, but you do have my forehand mastery course where you can learn everything from scratch, all the steps by step for all the footwork, the contact point, the non-dominant hand, how to work with drills for this. I wanted to say the open stance, the top spin, all the drills you need, and is a sequence. So this is helping those who are already inside. If you want to improve even further, if you want to start with the right step by step, don't lose time and actually follow these steps. And if you have a ball machine, for example, this is perfect for you. Even if you are intermediate and you don't have the semi-western grip yet, this is the best video for you, because the course, because you actually gonna improve. And actually this works. It's not one course that I just try to make to sell and don't have results. No, if you follow that, you have results, because I tested that with over 1,000 people, and already more than 20 countries are inside of that course. So this is made for you. I hope that helps if you are inside. About this video, about this playlist, if you have any doubt, let me know here in the comments. And also thank you so much for supporting, because this year is already crazy. So basically last year we had lots of views and lots of engagement. So basically I think 1 million in 2024, that was when we started, and 2025 we got 50 million views, and this year 2026 we have already, I think, 7 million views in our channel. Last 48 hours, 1 million, over 1 million. So thank you so much for supporting. Anything I can do more or any suggestion you have, please let me know, because this is all new for me, just 2 years on this channel. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.